Hello. I have been learning languages for almost 15 years now, and I feel like I suck at all of them. You can see. Yo, Bro, wie geht's? Okay, jetzt fangen wir an. Eigentlich, die Wahrheit ist, dass ich in Deutschland geboren war. Und ich habe nur 5 Jahre da gelebt. Deswegen ist mein Deutsch ein bisschen schlecht. Und dann haben wir umgezogen. Mein Deutsch ist nicht schlecht. Es war B1 in Highschool, aber dann habe ich nichts gemacht, ob es zu verbessern. Das ist nicht richtig. Eigentlich, mein Vater kann schon echt gut Deutsch, aber ich bin ein bisschen shy, mit ihm zu sprechen. Deswegen, und wenn ich in Deutschland bin, kann ich nicht Deutsch sprechen. Ich spreche Englisch, weil ich bin schüchtern. Und ja, das ist die Geschichte von meinem Deutschlandleben. Yo, yo Bro, was geht ab? Yo Leute, ich wollte letztes Jahr nach Berlin umziehen. You can see the vibe. Ich meine, aber ich konnte keine Arbeit finden. Deswegen übe ich jetzt Deutsch. Yo, alle meine Deutscherfahrungen sind im Kindergarten. Deswegen, das ist, weil mein Deutsch so ist. So bitte mach kein Fun von mir. Ist das richtig? Ich denke nicht. Daha sonrasında Almanya'dan Türkiye'ye taşındık. Ve tabii ki de ana dilim olan zaten Türkçeyi daha da iyi konuşmaya başladım ve hayatıma orada devam ettim. Ve ta ki İngilizce hayatıma girene kadar. Türkçeyi seviyorum. Türkçeyle çok karışık bir ilişkim yok. Çünkü ana dilim. Arada bütün hayatımı Türkiye'de geçirmiş olsam da hala bazen Türkçe konuşmada zorlanıyorum. Belki de kendimi ifade etme sıkıntımdan da olabilir. Kim bilir? 나중에 저는 아프고 됐어요. 제 병은 케이팝 있었어요. 저는 하이스쿨에서 많이 케이팝을 듣고 많이 K-드라마를 보고 나중에 저는 혼자 공부하고 시작했어요. 하는 것을 시작했어요. 저는 두오링고에게 K-팝을 아니잖아. 한국어를 공부했어요. 근데 관심 아니야. 근데 저는 한국어 몰라요. 저는 조금 샤이예요. Super shy. 오케이. 장난이에요. 근데 그는 장난이에요. 저는 한국어를 진짜 좋아해요. 근데 저는 한국에서 살하고 싶었어요. 근데 제가 아빠 조금 한국에 조금 무서워요. 저 지금도 한국어 배워요. 근데 잘 아닙니다. 근데 진짜 잘 아니에요. 근데 저는 K-팝을 오랫동안 공부해요. 공부해요. 근데 진짜 어려워요. 그라마틱 너무 어려워요. 근데 저는 天上太阳红彤彤嘞，心中的太阳是毛泽东嘞。你好吗？我在大学开始了学中文，但是中文很难，我的发音不好。我真喜欢中文的汉字，中文的 culture， 但是我想了学中文。我在大学去了一个 course， 但是我一点儿忘记了，但是我有我的大学一个中国人的老师来了，我一点儿学了，但是我真的喜欢说流利，我真的喜欢说中文流利的，这是对了，是不是？我不知道，我很喜欢中文，我真的喜欢学汉字但是为什么你想了学中文？我真的喜欢了一个唱歌 group， 但是我想了听懂的歌手是不是 lyrics？ 现在我不知道，我真的喜欢去中国看的超市们，我不知道，对不起，真的对不起，再见。Hey, hola amigo, buenos días, bon día, si us plau, ¿qué tal? Sí, entiendo. Escúcheme, yo hablo español. Yo no hablo español, yo hablo inglés. No te metes conmigo. Mi pastelito. Mi español. Sí. Yo vivo en España. España. Muy bien. Muy beautiful. España. Hombre. Carlos Sainz. Mi amor. Mi pastelito. Mi corazón. Sí. Yo necesito dinero. Yo quiero una siesta. Yo quiero un café con leche, por favor. Sí. Mi amigo, sí. Adiós. Ik ben een boterham. Hoi. Ik ben een boterham. Ja, nee. Albertijn. Een beetje Nederlands. Engels? Ja. Goedenavond. Goedemorgen. Van Gogh. Ja. Dank u wel. And in school, when I was like 8 or 9, I was obsessed with English. Like, obsessed in a sense of I had a separate small notebook, and whenever I learned new words, I would write the words with repetition 5 times, maybe 100 times. What a nerd. I would do that because I really love learning English, and yeah, that continued, and I consumed so much English content. I watched YouTube videos, I watched TV series, and that's how English became my second fluent language. I would call it fluent, but I don't know what you think, obviously. But yeah, and I never reached this level with any other language that I'm learning currently. And you've seen my progress in my languages. Yeah, why hasn't it worked out for any language? Any of the languages, why didn't I become fluent? The problem is, drumroll, not being consistent, and not getting exposed to the language. Exposure to the language is the key, guys. Even if you learn it consistently and write it in your notebook every fucking day, if you don't speak it, what's the outcome? Like, also, I think the success of languages obviously changes from person to person depending on their goal. Because if your goal is just speaking the language fluently, then you're gonna focus on speaking. But if you want to like write and like perfectly recite poetry of that language, then you have to learn how to write it. And yeah, well, mate, now we're together here. And yeah, we can focus on the failures, like why we failed, but how are we gonna get better at this? How are we gonna get better at learning languages? The number one thing to keep track of is setting goals. If you don't have a goal, you don't know where you're going. Set goals on what level you want to get to that in that language, because there are determined goals. There are determined levels of languages already, and these are built so people can learn step by step. So that you don't jump into C2 German as soon as you start German, you know? That makes no sense, because you have to first set the base and then grow. You know how babies learn languages? They listen. That's the key also with exposure. You have to get exposed to the language in whatever you consume. You watch YouTube videos, watch them in Spanish or whatever language you want to learn. If you want to listen to music, listen to that language. If you want to watch TV shows, watch it in that language. If you don't get exposed, how are you supposed to learn a language? Okay, after we set goals on what level we want to get in that language, what's the next step? The next step is to determine how you're going to get to your goal. You know, what's the content you're going to be consuming? What's the materials you'll use for that to learn that language? You have to determine that. But don't make it too complicated for yourself and like pick 5 Chinese books that you're going to finish by the end of this year to, oh, I'm going to get to HSK 6. Oh, don't. Guys, don't. Just start with 1. Like, there's no point in like buying 6 books of the language and then not completing even 1. Just start with 1, okay? And then on the side, like, you know, you can choose 1 material book, and then on the side, you can keep a vocabulary notebook. You know, learn 10 words every day. This is what my Chinese teacher was telling me. Like, just learn 10 words every day. Consistency is what's important in this case, because there's gonna be bad days, good days, and like you'll feel unmotivated, but you have to keep going. Guys, you have to keep going, because without consistency, you're not gonna get anywhere. Okay, let's think. We set our goals, we got our materials, we got consistent, right? And then what? Because if you don't live in China, who are you gonna practice with, you know? And for that, you have to, like, you can be shy, like me. You can be embarrassed, like me. And guys, what do we have to lose? You know, except from some languages, I don't want to give any names, but locals love that foreigners come and talk to them in their languages, even if it sucks, even if they talk so bad. Locals love it. So just go online. Like, I used a couple language exchange. I think it was language exchange. I don't remember quite. But there are so many websites on the internet that you can meet foreigners who also want to learn your language, you know? This is always an exchange. This doesn't have to be one-sided. You can teach the language and they can teach you the language. If not, you can just join local clubs, you know, communities. Like, go and learn the languages and meet locals. Obviously, like, going to the country is not always the case, because Not everybody has the finances to go to the country to learn to just learn the languages. But now we live in an online year. We don't live in like writing letters to people and then it takes ages to come to you. No, we have access to everything anytime. Guys, wake up. You can do it. You can do it. We have to do it. And a tip point is that, so, I counted all of those languages I'm learning, but this year I'm choosing 3 languages to focus on, because otherwise, guys, no, you can't learn 10 languages at the same year. You have to pick your focus. Like, I have 3 languages, but my main focus is one language, which is German, because I want to move to Switzerland in the future. And the second one is Spanish, because I really love Spain. And then the third one is Mandarin Chinese, because I love the language. And obviously, it's not going to be the same for every language, like your will to study it. So that's why you can also like go consistently with each language, but at their own pace. You can determine that like how fast you want to go with one language, and then like how much you want to get, high of a level you want to get in that language. That is important. We chose our languages to study, picked our goals, we picked our materials, and we're consistently working towards it. And then we get exposed to it. We pick not only materials, but like content that makes us exposed to the language. And then finally, you use the language by meeting someone in local or meeting someone online that you can talk to. And yeah, this is pretty much it actually. But honestly, I talked this much, but I guess the only thing that's important is that we don't get shy, Like everyone can look, I made a mistake. Everyone can make mistakes, guys. Your language skills don't have to be perfect to speak to someone, You can just start by like ordering food in a Chinese store, you have to start from somewhere, but you have to not be shy, okay? Like, get this out of your head. Like, nobody cares, okay? Nobody cares. Nobody cares. You're not gonna see that person again in your life, maybe. Nobody cares. Just live. You can do it. I think the last point I would want to make is don't learn languages, like, don't learn that specific language if you're not having any fun. Because learning languages is supposed to be fun. I'm honest with you, you're probably now thinking like, oh, but like how I have to learn this language, but I really don't want to learn it. Then make it fun for yourself. Watch an interesting thing. Like watch the news in that language. Thank you so much for watching. If you watched till this point, well, it has been a little bit of a shit show for languages for me. And for me, I kept going on and off with languages. So that's why I suck at all of them. But I realized this year because I was like, I want to learn languages. Oh, I want to learn languages. I love learning languages every year. And then I would be like, oh, I want to learn Korean and Chinese, and then get nowhere, I would start at the beginning of the month, but it wouldn't go anywhere. And then I would be super shy to talk to people, to go up to them and be like, 안녕하세요, or like just saying something basic, It was so like, I don't want to say humiliating, but like I would feel, oh, what if I say something wrong? But fuck it, guys, fuck it. Now it's time to fuck it. Go and live your life. Don't let anyone I don't even know what to say at this point, guys. See you, bitches. Adios, amigo. 再见. Tschüss. Hoi hoi.